Hello, fabulous people. This is the Together podcast, and this is the place where Sharice and I come together to help you get it together for your everyday business life. So we hope you enjoy.
Good morning, everybody. How y'all doing?
Hello, beautiful people.
Yeah, it is one of those days for me. I feel like I got a lot going on. My phone is ringing in my pocket. So I'm going to try my best to stay focused on you guys today. I did remember to get earrings on today. Yay!
Good for
All
you.
right. All right, Sharice, how you doing? Just how you doing in general?
Doing good. Doing good. I don't know. It's a good thing, but I just feel like I've been in a twilight zone.
Oh, wow. In what way are you in the twilight zone?
I feel like we're really, truly shifting timelines. Like, no, I know we are for sure. And it's like being in it, you know how like you in the Matrix or something, just kind of going, and you'll land perfectly, but it's like, whoa, where am I? But I know it's a great place, but where am I?
Mm-hmm. So speaking of that, I had this thought the other day, and I actually should have sent a text message out to all my people. But I want everybody to go sit down and look at their year goals. We're coming up on June, which is the mid-year. And so I feel like I don't even know what my goals were. And so I'm floating, some new opportunities came this year, which I feel like had me going in a little bit different direction. And so I just need to get refocused and recentered so I can make sure I'm actually producing what I wanted to produce.
Yes, exactly.
And so I'm going to put that same challenge out there, because we're probably not the only one feeling in the twilight zone or feeling like we all are not centered or multiple things are going on. Like all of it, and it feels like we're doing things and things are happening. I just need to make sure things are happening in the right direction.
Absolutely.
And so all of you guys, if y'all are feeling any remote way, whether you're feeling it or not, you should always review your year goals. I prefer you review them once a quarter so you can kind of get on target for what you need to get done the next quarter, so that you're actually getting things done. So I really would like for you guys to do that, and just recenter yourself. Like, what are the goals? Am I actually doing the things that create income for me? What are the events that I really need to make happen? And what's been happening this year? So if you can kind of figure out what keeps throwing you off this year. And so for me, I know I'm trying to balance personal life and professional life in a new way. And so that has me feeling like, okay, I'm doing stuff, but I don't know if I'm doing what I need to be doing.
Right.
And so sit down, redo your goals. I actually was thinking I probably need to go check into a hotel for the weekend. Yeah. I don't think I've done that since probably this time last year. I need to go check into a hotel for a weekend. And that's the way I focus. So Atlanta Perimeter Marriott, that's my home away from home. And I love just being able to go. They have this perfect high top table in their lobby, and the lobby is enough noise for me to stay focused. I can't be in complete silence. I don't work.
Right.
I need enough noise for me to be able to look up and then get back to work. And then the bar is right there. So when I get hungry, I order food. They bring it to me. I don't have to get up. If I need to take a break, I go to my room. So I really love it. So find your place, and everybody go to your place over the next, I'm going to say 6 weeks. So that second half of the year, that second half of the year can be powerful. Okay. All right. So call back to yourself. I want you to sit down and be with yourself. All right. Today, this is the fabulous Sharice B. I am Natalie Elliott. This is the Together podcast, where we come together to help you get it together, and we also be helping ourselves get it together too.
Absolutely.
Even though I was saying like I needed to sit down and review my goals. I hadn't gotten to the hotel yet. Like, no, you need to go a whole weekend at a hotel so you can get some stuff banged out and done.
Yeah.
So that just occurred to me. So I'll do that. I'll do that this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Because even if I just do it Saturday going into Sunday, that'll still be one whole day on Saturday. I mean, that'll be half day on Saturday night. If I check in like 4, then I can get up early Sunday morning and work until I check out.
Yeah. That's
Okay,
good.
that'll work. That'll work. Okay. Today, fabulous people, we are talking about communication wins that change business and relationships. And I think that's one of the things that, oh, Sharice, this is a good one. Because I know as a stylist, you have had to learn to communicate with people. I know you've had people come in the shop with a picture of this is how they want their hair look. You do it like that with their face, their hair to the best of your ability. And then they'll be like, no, that's not what I wanted. This is exactly what you wanted. Yeah. And so I know as a stylist, you've had to work really hard on communication and communication, not just being talking more, but creating understanding. Yes. And so I definitely want to hear the lessons that you've learned from that. I think one of the things that I've learned with communication is actually the need to talk more and to do specific directions for people. And so as a therapist, like, well, as multiple things as a leader and as a therapist. As a therapist, say something to a couple or say something to an individual, and then they come back 2 weeks later, and I'm like, that's not what I said at all. How did you get that?
Yes, yes.
Came out of my mouth. Like, what'd you hear? Yeah. And so really kind of working with that. And then as a leader, when I'm telling people to do things, when I'm handing off projects, handing off tasks, handing off things, really making sure my people have an understanding of what needs to be done. Yeah. And so whether it's charts, whether it's pictures, whether it's, checking in. So making sure I write the task all out, create that policy and procedure, then give it to them, see if they can work through it, and really having that back and forth in communication. I mean, like, I've had to learn that. One of the coaches I talked to who runs a membership program, they had to learn how just to say everything multiple times in multiple ways. Because it would seem so easy to them. Like, you just click here, and you inside the membership program. And they said you got to do it like multiple times, multiple ways. You got to, in email, then on the website, and then here, just because different people have different pathways in which they learn and they grow. So that's what we're really talking about today is like communication, how to have your communication be better. I know I'm actually literally working on how I speak. I heard myself on a recording, y'all, and I was like, oh, your mama and your auntie English teacher would not be happy. And so
I need
to really get back to speaking better English all the time. Yeah,
absolutely.
And I went through I feel like I spoke well coming out of college. And then I had a sales position in East Point and then Forest Park. And then I had to learn to speak differently to make sales, to be understood. And then after that, I don't think I cared anymore. I never cared. And so I recently heard myself and was just like, okay, you can do better. You can do better. So, all right. So what I want you guys to know, the cost of poor communication is that stuff isn't done accurately. The listeners may not get you. It'll take you longer to do things. Your clients won't get the results as fast as they can. And poor communication can flat out hurt your business. And you guys, think about it like this. How many times have you walked into a restaurant or a shop and nobody said hello to you? That you were just like, I don't get a good feeling about this place. I've been standing here 5 minutes and nobody's acknowledged me. And so that's communication that has hurt a business. Just a simple, hello. So one of the businesses I gotta say I absolutely love is Moe's, because if that door opens, that staff says, "Welcome to Moe's." So if nothing else, if they don't get to you quickly or not, whatnot, there has been some communication, and I feel bad for them because I think it's all automatic. They hear the doorbell, the little bell on the door, and they "Welcome to Moe's." It just automatically happens. But they've been trained to do that, and that takes away that feeling of I haven't been acknowledged when I walk in the room.
Yeah.
And so thinking about communication in your emails and with your staff, but also small communication like that. How fast are we saying hello? How fast are our people getting greeted? So poor communication doesn't create conflict, but it creates confusion. Sometimes it can create conflict. It can create resentment, disconnection, and the worst one is when it causes loss of revenue. And you can see that easily when you've gone to a restaurant or a store and nobody communicated with you.
Yeah.
I'm done with this place. I'm done. And you don't want people to be done with your business. And so, like, I recently interacted with a business, and it's not that the communication was poor. It just wasn't enough. Yeah, it was poor communication. It was. But it didn't really lay out the process for me. And so one of the things that you guys may want to do is have a friend walk through your process and give you feedback on how it feels to them. And so in this particular business, I made an appointment and they said, okay, appointment confirmed, but they didn't send me any more information about the appointment until like the day before. So weeks, I'm like, so where is the building? How do I get there? Like, what's expected of me? And I wanted to have that information in advance. So for that particular business, I actually probably will give them the feedback that it needs to be like an immediate email saying this is what you need to expect over the next couple of weeks.
Right.
And then you'll get this from me and this from me. And so having that communication, really thinking about it, is going to be so helpful to your business. Like it's better to over communicate than to under communicate. It's okay that you say, especially with emails, because people don't read their emails like that. They just don't. And so you want to send multiple emails saying the same thing. You really do.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. What else is coming up for you as I start talking about communication, Sharice?
Well, just to your point about just expect people to not know. Every area, and communication is constant. It does not stop. So even when you're communicating, if you lost contact with a friend, a person who maybe you were seeing, or a client, that's communication, whether you believe it or not. It's saying a lot about how you communicate. So like you said, the follow-up, if it's I'll stick with business here. With my chair, it's kind of business and personal. So, it's intermingled, but for instance, if a client comes in, they book through the booking system, it's important. Like you said, let them know how to get to the location, what happens when they get there, the call box, the this, the that, everything when you come. Okay, so the continued communication is, hey, hello, how are you? Come in, let's do a quick consult. Let's see what you want. If we had a consultation prior to, let's reiterate what we said in the consultation so that I can give you what you need. Because now I can look at you in your face. I can see your body movement. Your body language is also communication. Your body language will tell everything. So you can be saying one thing, your body language can be telling a whole different story.
Yeah.
I always tell people, you're telling the story and communicating before you even say one word. Right. That's why your first impression is everything. Right. So with that communication being constant, you have to constantly consider the other person, because when we are constantly considering just how we think from our perspective and our experiences, you're missing out on a whole other life's perspective and how maybe you should be serving them or even relationshiping with them, right? Because everything is also a relationship.
Mm-hmm.
So, most importantly, I would say, please consider that you are always communicating,
Yes. Yes.
you know?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And then, why is communication the biggest success predictor?
Oh, say more. Go on.
Because you communicate with me, back to your point, Natalie, is are you going to continue on a relationship with me personally or business?
Mm-hmm.
Based off, and how do I make you feel? You know,
Yeah,
how do I make you feel when you encounter me?
that's
One of
true.
the most important things I talk to my clients and my mentees about, with your client experience, how are you making people feel? And even in everyday life, when people encounter you at the grocery store, at the gas station, how are people feeling when they walk away from you?
Yeah.
Extremely important, right? So those are absolutely success predictors because if you make people feel good, if you
Mm-hmm.
educate a person, if you inform a person, you give them what they need. And then guess what? They'll come back, they'll tell more people, they'll share their
Mm-hmm.
experience. And then,
Mm-hmm. Yep.
that's
Yep.
success.
And y'all remember, I can't remember what the numbers are, but I feel like if people have a good experience with you, they're shared with 3 people. If they had
Mm-hmm.
a bad experience with you, I think the number is they'll share it with about 15 people.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
good.
Because
That's
I
good.
remember hearing those numbers and
Never
like,
heard
what?
that. That's really good.
Because there's something about when people have bad experience, they need to vent a little bit more about
Yes, yes. And nowadays, take it to the internet.
that part. That part. All right. Let
Yeah.
me educate a little bit on that.
Mhm.
And that actually, I don't know if y'all been able to hear me. So,
Yeah, yeah.
um, hopefully you hear me clear now. I just realized my microphone was covered up by a towel. But let me say, if you guys do get a bad review on the internet, don't fight that person. You apologize and you ask how to make it right. And then
Mhm.
that will fix it. Most people are reasonable and understand you're not going to be perfect 100% of the time. You're not going to be 100% of the time. All
Mhm.
right. So, therefore, if you get a bad review on the internet, you simply apologize in public out loud on the internet on that review. And then you say, how can we make it right?
Yeah.
That's it. How can we make it right? We want to make it right for you. And then when other people read that review on you, I need to go check all my reviews. When other people read that review on you, you'll get credit for taking care of it. You'll get credit for taking care of it. Okay. All right. Let's talk about why successful people still struggle with communication. Fear of conflict. So I don't want it to go bad. I don't want it to go wrong. I don't want to be in conflict with this person. Wanting to be liked so much. Well, I don't want to ruffle any feathers. Okay, but it's your business and you may have to communicate effectively. Emotional triggers and defensiveness. You don't handle conflict well. You get defensive. You get triggered. Okay, you guys. If y'all have something that's triggering you, I'm gonna need you to go work on that trigger. I don't want you talking about for 5 years, 10 years about the same trigger. Fix it
The
so that you don't get
same
triggered.
trigger over and over.
You get so triggered by that. Fix it. Work on it. Stop letting the stuff
Mhm.
trigger you. And you
Mhm.
guys, being in business for yourself is, I think, gonna be your
Triggering. It's
yeah. It's gonna be triggering. It is. It just is what it is. It's gonna pull up all your personal insecurities, all of your self doubt, all of your worthiness. It's gonna hit all of that, and sometimes it's gonna hit it all at the same day. I need you to come up with a process so you're working through that stuff and it's not holding you back, or else you're gonna be stuck. You'll be the person who can't figure out. I can't figure out how to make more than 50K in my business, and it's because you're not working through the triggers and overcoming them. And then
Mhm.
you'll be the person I can't figure out how to make it over 100K in my business because you're
Yeah.
not working on the triggers and overcoming them. And so
Yeah.
when you notice, dang, I'm not good at this, take it. You got to take it wherever you need to take it to get your healing on that so that doesn't bother you anymore.
Mhm.
There are bigger problems and bigger triggers out there. You got to handle these small little ones.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I just had a young lady that I was coaching, and she was like, Don't say it. She was like, I'm going back to therapy because I see that this is a problem. She was like,
Yeah.
I see this. Because it was about 3 weeks I told her she had to draw a line. She had to draw a boundary with one of her employees.
Mm-hmm.
And she couldn't get it done. And so I was so glad she was like, okay, I see this as a problem.
Mm-hmm.
I see this as a problem. Okay.
Yeah.
And so I was so proud of her for saying, okay, I'm going to work on this, because it was good. And in this particular scenario, that employee was really just running all over her.
Mm-hmm.
And so she was like, I don't know. She was like, I'm struggling with confrontation.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to work on it,
Yeah.
because
That awareness is everything.
Right.
You know, you become in therapy is, to me, I feel like therapy is one of the first steps to awareness, like coming outside of self and having, a coach and a therapist to help you become aware of the things that you don't see in you.
You don't.
Okay, so I'm always getting triggered. Why do I get emotional every time I hear this word, or every time this person speaks to me a certain way or looks at me a certain way, right? And you think nothing is wrong, and it's clearly outside of you. Everyone can see. Oh, she don't like her. She can't. She triggers her. He triggers her.
Yeah.
But why? So why expose yourself like that when all it is you're just not aware? So go get the help that you need, so that you can move through this issue. Because if it's happening personally, it's most likely happening in business. If it's happening in business, it's most likely happening in person, personally, right?
Your business will show you your problems. It's like it'll shine a light on them. You're thinking how it'll just show you everything. So just please know that. Mm-hmm. And if you can be thankful, grateful for it. Mm-hmm. I love that my business is showing me. I love that my business is showing me where I need to improve, and really going there. So
I like to speak to that point, and give people an end time example with me. So my business is all style, image, the way you show up, all that, right? So I'm constantly checking myself in the way I show up, because it's my job to ensure that my clients and everyone around me is showing up as the best version of themselves. Well, I constantly struggle with showing up as the best version of myself. So whether it be in style, systems, just so many things, even with the speaking, like you said, you got lazy at a point. The chair made us lazy forever. My grandmother was an English teacher. I got all the teachings. Girl, it went to the stylist chair in the hood. And as well as, I always had the comparisons of, okay, this lifestyle and that lifestyle. So find yourself being lazy in your conversations and talk, because it's very personal talk. So even my corporate women who come to me, they get relaxed in the chair. It's not the boardroom anymore, and we're just having friend talk. Right? So, but the beauty in us is we're multifaceted. So we know how to turn it on and off. And we just have to do a better job, because being clear, we are in a lazy, casual society. And on social media, you see a lot of successful people talking their talk and being authentic. And that's perfectly fine. It's just be a great communicator.
Yes.
Period.
Yes. Okay. All right. What else do we want to say about communication?
Okay, so let's ask a couple of questions. Let's ask the audience a couple of questions. When it comes to bad communication, how does it impact business and leadership? I think you spoke to that a little bit of that earlier, the bad poor communication. But I think that for me, customer service, right? Customer service. If you are not giving the best customer service. Most importantly, and that's just a lesson that I have learned over time. My best communication is great customer service and systems. Period. So
Mm-hmm.
outside of me being a nice person, which carried me a long, long way, right?
Mm-hmm.
Being a good person, treating people good, making them feel good. Okay, now my best communication is the system, the follow-up system. And how do I make sure you're good? And how do I make sure you're doing what you're supposed to do and you have what you need and then you're coming back to see me
Yeah.
in the right timing, you know?
Let's break that down. What is included in your follow-up system?
Well, my follow-up system, just being transparent over in the past, it was my booking system.
Okay.
That followed up. That was the system, you know, automatic appointments and reminders. Okay, so when I came out of the salon, that stuff went away. So my follow-up system was me. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
how you doing? How's your hair? How are your new outfits? How's your new closet? How are
You breaking out just a little bit, Sharice.
confidence? Oh, okay.
Okay, you're back now. Now you're clear.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, all right. Internet kind of shaky. Yeah, so I was my follow-up system, and guess what? I'm not that good. So I'm not that good by myself, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's why you have to have that booking system to help you and back you up and following up because
Yeah.
you can't do it all. You're not going to remember. And some things are going to be
Yeah.
personal, and some things,
Yeah.
some days, like this past Sunday, now I went and spent time with my aunt and uncle, and I surprised them for church, and I was gonna be out of there. Well, Uncle Kurt was like, "You want to go to Kentucky Fried Chicken for dinner?" I'm like, "Of course." Well, they had a church meeting. It
Oh.
was an hour and 15 minutes after church. I'm in the parking lot waiting on it for an hour and 15 minutes.
Oh, wow.
Then we drove 35 minutes from Jefferson to Oakwood to eat
Mm.
KFC.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what? That was them. That was their time, and that was important to me. I was cringing inside because I had so much to do,
Mm-hmm.
but I had to do what I had to do. Spend time
Yeah.
with my family. I felt good about it, and then I
Yeah.
came back home and went back into whatever I was supposed to do, forgetting, and let me be clear, let me get back to the real point, forgetting to follow up with a couple of people about appointments.
Yeah.
So I can't depend on me. I have to depend on the
Right. And you guys, there are some awesome systems out there. Sharice and I both use Acuity scheduling system. I know my friend Arlise, she uses HoneyBook. She raves about HoneyBook. My cousin she loves Go High Level. It has some things. So there are some systems out there to support you. Okay, Sharice, I think you're back.
Okay.
Yeah, you're back. Oh, I think we lost you again.
I guess my internet is just bad. Let me jump on the phone real quick.
Okay. All right. While you do that, I'm going to talk about 5 communication wins that will change everything.
Okay.
Clarity over assumptions. So Brene Brown says being clear is kind. And so if you guys can remember that, being clear is kind. And getting feedback, is that clear? Was that clear? And not getting offended if somebody says, no, that wasn't clear at all. For you, it could be as clear as crystal. For somebody else, could be as clear as mud. All right. Communication win number 2 is listening to understand and not respond. Listening to understand. And so if you can just stop and say, am I really understanding this person, my employee, my client? Am I really understanding? So repeating back to them. Hold on. Okay. Repeating back to them what you've said, what they've said. What they've said. You can't solve a problem that hasn't been fully understood. And you guys, that's a powerful leadership principle. You want to ask so many questions about a problem to make sure you have a full, good understanding. Please, please, if y'all can understand that as leaders, you're going to solve your problems faster and better and more smoother if you can simply make sure you have a good understanding of the problem.
Yeah.
Okay. If you can really say, okay, but where was the breakdown? Leaving the emotions out of it. But okay, what do we do this? Does that mean we need to change suppliers? Okay, if we change, like really getting a good understanding of what the problem is. All right. All right. And that's in the listening to understand, not to respond. Making sure you don't get defensive. Address issues early.
Yes.
Listen, if y'all can learn to address issues early, so I want to say this. And actually, my assistant said this. I didn't say it. My assistant said this. She was like, Natalie, I think we need to go to weekly touch bases. And I was like, okay, you think so? And now that we've done it, and we've been doing this for probably 2, 3, 4 years now. I have no idea how long, but it has made everything smoother because now everything gets addressed beforehand when it's small.
Right.
And when you can address problems when they're small, it costs you less money. That part. It's easier to handle. That part. You have more time to handle it. That part.
Yeah.
All of those things. So address issues early. So as soon as you start to feel like, this is an issue, I'm gonna say usually the second time it happens. So the first time, second time, let's figure out what's going on here because now it's gonna happen twice. Third time, okay, I'm gonna need to sit down and figure out what's actually going on.
Yeah.
And so you may have to map things out, write things out, get feedback, all of that. All right, number 4. Listen. This is what I need y'all to do. Remember, and I've said this before, this is my thing. Leaders don't match energy. We set the tone. So I want you to set the tone with intention in your communication. We don't match energy. We set the tone. We set the tone for our office. We set the tone for our practice. We set the tone for our communication. So one of the things to set tone in communication is I want you guys always starting with some type of appreciation or compliment. If it's a harder conversation, because that sets the tone. I never want you coming in hot. I never want you starting anything with new. I never want you saying never, because when you say all absolute words, then people, but it don't always happen. You're right, it doesn't always happen. And so most of the time, a lot of the times, don't use those absolute words. But y'all remember, we don't match energy. We set the tone. I'm so tired of hearing that match energy from leaders. You don't match energy. You set the tone. You go in, and if the tone needs to be changed, you change the tone. Like you are a leader. We don't follow other people and just they doing wrong, so we do wrong. No, I'm so mad about that match energy thing. I just match energy. If you are a leader, you set the tone. You do not match energy. In communication, you set the tone. You set the tone. And for therapists, the questions you ask in your intake set the tone. They set. And so all of these things, your first communication sets the tone. It really does. How you show up sets the tone. And so I really want you thinking about what tone are you setting in your communication. Okay. All right. Last one is consistency builds trust. And y'all, good communication builds trust. Okay. If I've made an appointment with you and you're following up with me, like, hey, did everything work on your appointment? That's a trust builder right there. Hey, your appointment's coming up. Just want to know if you have any questions before you arrive or you drive. That's a trust builder. All these little points of communication build trust. And if you can communicate consistently, you will be building trust consistently. Okay. All right. Sharice, what else? What else do you want to add? Wait, sorry, hold on. You're muted. Unmute yourself.
Okay, I really want to just reiterate the check-ins.
Mm-hmm.
Like just be okay with checking in with people, even in a mid-sentence. Wait, I didn't fully understand that. let me, like you said, repeat back and help me understand. Do you mean that? Let me tell you what I heard.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Because it sounds like you heard me say,
Mm-hmm.
you just have to, and it's based off the individual that you're dealing with, because a lot of people are very offended, a lot of people are really defensive. So
Mm-hmm.
someone has to be
Mm-hmm.
the calm one to help understand. Like, I think
Mm-hmm.
something that I had to learn is that, when you look a person in the eye, even if you have to touch a person's hand to calm the spirit and calm the energy and let them know, like, look, I'm here with you. I
Mm-hmm.
am not your enemy.
Mm-hmm.
We are going to figure this out
Yeah.
together. All
Yeah.
right. You're
Yeah.
here for a reason. You can trust me. Just trust me. I got
Mm-hmm.
you. And be trustworthy. Be
Mm-hmm.
trustful.
Ooh. Ooh. Oh, don't step on nobody's toes, Sharice.
Yeah, no, seriously. And Natalie, I often tell
Ooh.
people, when they come to my chair, nothing goes past this room, this space, this door. Nothing goes outside this door within our conversation. I am the
Yeah.
vault.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
will never hear. Now, okay, of course, in business, we have to kind of give scenarios and stories, but
Yeah.
it will never be connected to you personally.
Yeah.
So whatever happens in here, baby, and I don't have the itch to tell.
Yeah.
Humanly, we have the itch to tell people's business, gossip. No, I cut that a long, long, long time ago. We
Mm.
don't gossip in here, period.
Mm.
Now, if
Yeah.
you got some information to share and inform that will help someone, okay, let's do it. We got to go do an intervention, let's do it. But it is to help and inform and
Yeah.
empower. And that's
Yeah.
it. And that's
Yeah.
all.
Yeah. All right. I feel like that's it. I can't think of
That's
anything
it.
else. I
Yeah.
just want you guys to know though, nobody's perfect. We're all improving on these things.
Yes. Yes.
And so these are lessons we've learned and we're going to keep learning lessons. I,
Keep.
Sharice and our goal is to hopefully fall forward and let you guys know so you don't have to fall as hard as we fail and hopefully not fall at all.
Yeah. No.
We really
And
go ahead.
it's all forward.
Yeah.
There's nothing but forward,
Mm-hmm.
because this is empowerment here.
Mm-hmm.
And from the beginning, from how we originated, because of our conversations, and
Yeah.
then here we are, and to
Yeah.
empower other people to get it together as we get it
Yes.
together, and because that's what we
Yes.
all are doing
Yes. That is what we're doing. We're doing it. We're doing it. We're doing it. So,
together, and
all right.
that's the key.
Okay. Last thoughts, Sharice. What's the last thoughts for today?
Just be patient with yourself.
That's a
Be
good one.
very, very patient with yourself. While becoming someone you have never become before. You've never been before.
Yeah.
You know?
I wanna say, y'all work on them triggers. Please. I do not want to hear y'all out here in these streets talking about
Yeah,
I'm triggered over the
that's
same
good.
thing 5, 6, 7 years later. I want to hear, oh yeah, that used to trigger me. I worked on that. That's not a trigger for me anymore.
More
Because
maturity.
you will only be able to grow, I think, as much as you're willing to address these triggers.
Yeah, yeah,
And so it's not I got a trigger, this is the way it's gonna be forever. No. I was
yeah,
triggered by this. I figured it out. I worked on it. So it's not triggering me anymore.
yeah.
You've got to grow. Grow past your triggers. Please grow past your triggers. Okay. All right. Thank
Good
y'all,
stuff.
people. I feel like, and I'm saying this, Q, you still here? She's still here? I feel like in general, you guys, I've only been halfway here over the last month. I feel like I've been really distracted. I had a huge project and everything. So I'm so sorry that I haven't been 100% paying
No
attention. And
apologies.
so I'm going to get myself re-centered this weekend and I'm going to get back on it and just thank you guys for allowing me to still show up and support you guys in my half energy way. And so I'm
Absolutely.
getting it together. Okay. Y'all have a wonderful day.
Congratulations on this win this weekend.
Ooh, that's my next focus. I gotta start working on that today. Okay. All right. Talk to y'all later. Bye.
Bye.
Audio Jungle.